Alright guys, Papa Pepper back again at the Abundant Harvest Homestead. This time I'm doing a garden tour. A couple people kind of asked for one, and it's good to just kind of periodically have that update of what is going on. Now some things are going well, some things are not, but overall it's progress and things are happening. So I'm going to start over here on the back side of the house. This actually is a whole row of volunteer toothache plants. There we go. So they all sprouted up out in the garden, and I said, you know what, let's just plant them along here. Last year I got a ton of plants off of just two, or a ton of flowers off of just two plants. So I figured, hey, I'll have way more than I need this year. This stuff all still has to go in. There's tomatoes here, there's peppers here. I've got again, it rains, so now they're all in a lot of water. I'll have to do that as soon as I'm done with this. But, you know, making places for them, I got stuff going on. So I've decided to, outside of these chickens here, we're actually going to kind of have just a nice perennial garden for the most part. But in between our walkways, which there'll be a number of walkways heading in, and then there'll be a little building here eventually, I'm actually just going to make like 2 rows of that and fill it, and there'll be a little fence line, so I'll be able to grow stuff up fences, whether it's pole beans or different things. Got some black Tula tomatoes growing here from Wholesome Roots. The tamarillos are doing excellent. I'm going to do just a whole video on them soon enough. But they are doing excellent. These overwintered in the bathroom. More service berries got to be planted. And then I'm working on a little thing outside here too. It'll be part of a more in-depth video. But we're growing some stuff here. Some dipper gourds, marshmallow, other things. Got my little bug boxes on them right now. And up this way has been the focus of a lot of attention lately. And it wasn't really intentional, but it's what happened, so I'm just kind of running with it. This is actually a cacti persimmon, which I bought it when it was looking terrible at the store. I was hoping I could get it to grow. Not sure if it's going to grow yet. More grapes I'm going to get in. That's a Celeste fig there. But if this cacti works, then I'll be able to graft it into the native ones here, which will be cool. So I started planting this, and I got a video just talking about mound planting coming up here soon enough too. So far it's just a couple big gem peppers and eggplants that you can see. There's some beans and collard greens and radishes and other stuff planted in here though too. This row is doing all right. Some of the grapes are climbing up the fence pretty good. There's a row of beans along the edge, bitter melons here. Kiwanos should be popping out of here soon enough. But I'm going to plant a section of them back this way too. And actually, we're actually going to wind up running stuff right over the top of this whole poultry pen. I just gotta get with it. There's actually some corn planted back there too. But my pear trees, this one's doing really good. And that one's not doing so good. And there's another one up over there that's doing better, but I think it's going to come through. This is my trellis for the achacha cucumbers with some of my irises planted around it there. They're shooting for it. They're getting established. They're growing in really nice. I can't wait to just kind of have them all over this thing, and then of course be eating them. This pond project may get a little more attention than I was planning on giving it right now, which is fine. It wasn't really on my top priority list, but I happen to kind of be closing off this section to a degree. I've got that bobcat here right now, which was the replacement for my hoe, which can help. So the sunchokes that got relocated when they ran outside their area up over there are doing rather well. We're phasing our way through this, of course, and I think I'm actually gonna mulch this whole section first and then start laying down stuff. I was just trying to get a look at it, so that's why I've got all those sticks laying there right now. But then up here, let's see, we'll go around this way. Those guys are doing rather well. Those are volunteer sunflowers, and these are my cayenne peppers. That's not cayenne, sorry, Carolina Reaper peppers back there. And these are actually the Shawo green fruit radish. You're supposed to plant them when it's cold, so they're really sweet, but I planted some to have them go to seed. So as you can see, they're flowering really good, which is what these guys are. Nice purple flowers. And then I'll have my own seeds for this fall or for next year. Got some sort of runner beans over there. I forget what they are. These are the ojo de cabra beans here. Roma tomatoes in the back. A variety of squash, which are, yeah, they're filling their things up. I'm gonna have to pull the boxes off of these guys too. Keep an eye on them. And then some resin calendula planted right in front that I grew. Mustard greens going to seed, making a better supply. I'm going to have this archway here and pretty much fence this. Then I'm actually going to fence more of it and put more archways. Oh man, I wonder. I think this is getting attacked right now by the chipmunks maybe. I gotta watch. A lot of this Mandan bride corn is dumping out, which is not ideal. But Mandan bride corn growing here, real nice and tall. Got some mustard green there, and that's all I think clary sage there, and here is chamomile. I'm gonna have to replant Pinky Pepper's watermelon there. That one's doing better, but these are plum trees. They're doing all right. Got some red bush beans here, red swan bush beans. These I'm actually letting go to seed, which are a number of the Austrian winter peas. They're going big right now. And then monster trucks, little guys, are getting a little nibbled on. Probably by the well, that one's got a snail on it. But we're gonna try to fight these guys off and let them grow, because these are his snake bean gourds. So we'll get them going. You can see all these little pea pods here for the Austrian winter peas. So we're just saving our own this year. These are my sun glow peppers. Really cool looking pepper. These are the mosaic noodle beans, or no, mosaic long beans. They're doing rather well. Here's my big old sunchokes. This is the biggest section of them on the property. So they're doing well. Snake gourds are doing it. They are fighting through some of the pests and doing well. See, this one had a vine borer come up the middle of there. Not ideal, but they'll live through it. And then you can see they were setting flowers. Very exciting. And then eventually this is just going to be for these guys here, which is cold hardy kiwi. So he's already up here going, moving on. But he's doing pretty good. There's 5 of them planted right now. I'm gonna need 6, so I'll propagate a female and go from there. But one of these snake gourds, I think, yeah, there we go, see? It's already setting a fruit. Little snake gourd fruit. So that one will be an eater. We'll let them get up taller for growing for length and for saving for seed. So just looking lush, doing well. Here's where I just transplanted in some strawberries from Shalom Acres. Got a muscadine grape there. This section here, oh, I gotta come back and fight them. Yeah, caterpillars just got into that cabbage pretty bad. Yep, this one was doing really good too. They finally made it in. I haven't checked on it in a couple days, which hurts. We'll get there, guys. But the rest of this section's doing really good. Walking onions are blowing up. The grapes are doing well. Strawberries are reproducing like crazy. So we're just kind of letting them run out right now. You know, it's setting down over here. It's setting down over here in the walkway. And I'll just lift them later and relocate them to where I want them. I'll just watch them in the walkways for now. Here's where I've got some little squash planted. Trying to propagate a muscadine grape in there. Muscadine grape here with some of the pink buckwheat growing on this side. Pretty cool. This guy here is where I got the trifoliate citrus. Can't wait for that to get big. And then I've already harvested this once, this rhubarb, and it's ready for another harvest. It's doing very well this year. And I do have some purple cobra peppers planted here, but all this reseeded itself. And these already got some pretty big leaves. So I've been picking of it already. I will probably do another harvest for dinner tonight. But this is all my Malabar spinach. I mean, just look at that. And those guys will cover this thing, no problem coming up. Got birdhouse gourds growing on the sides of these. They'll come up and over the top. Let's see, tomatoes along here. I just grow them up fences now. I don't use cages anymore. Hops are doing incredible. Got some volunteer tomatoes and actually some volunteer tamarillos, which was cool to see. Yeah, happy about that. And then the asparagus from Boston Mountain Homestead and more volunteer tomatoes. So I'll let the volunteers grow this year. Then in the future we'll just have asparagus in the front and hops in the back. These guys I'm probably going to move. I'll put up one of those fences for the perimeter and just let my gack fruit, put one on each side, let them cover the trellis because they need somewhere to run up. Of course I had to redo my pitayas this year, but they're off. They're off to a start. They're actually starting to root and stuff like that. Sheep sorrel there at the bottom, but then I got my figs, brown turkey figs going in, sapper gardener, purple sweet potatoes. Got some tasty lettuce there. Some mammoth sunflowers. I don't remember if those are from Wholesome Roots or Fleming Farm, but they're growing. Then my catnip's coming back after my first cutting. Planted a couple of the toothache plants in here. They did rather well. Tied up the yarrow because I'm going to let this go to seed this year. Very beautiful. Actually got some echinacea in there. Mugwort. I got a video coming out on mugwort. This guy's probably 7 feet tall right now, doing rather well. And then same thing this way, echinacea, yarrow, toothache plant, and the catnip. These guys are doing rather well. The currants are in the in between them. There's these couple big apricots, and then the strawberries at the bottom. And again, we're letting them run out so we can propagate. Just going that way. This is my old gourd tunnel, but this year, check this out, right? Look at that, Oregon giant peas. Yeah, loving that. I'm growing these for seed. They did rather well for us. I'm just going to let them go to seed and save them for either this fall or next spring. Impressed with them though. Definitely like them. Plan on growing them again. And then we got the red noodle beans running up to almost my chin. Oh, that one's up over my head. So they'll be the main crop on this one. Growing up and over the top, and look forward to harvesting them soon. They're always welcome in my garden. One of my top 3 garden plants for sure. A couple cucumber trellises. This is where I actually planted whole carrots last year, and some actually made it through the winter. I gotta do a follow-up video on that, but I planted whole carrots from the store and they grew. So just weird, crazy stuff. Early perfection peas, a couple different bush cherries, and then carrots I'm going to seed. So these are carrots from last year, and man, that's gonna really crank out the seeds here. I don't remember them having so many heads. I thought they used to just shoot up with like a head and not harvest it, but maybe they did have more than one. I don't know. You guys remember? You guys grow stuff? That's a big weed. What are you doing there? Oh. Big weed. Maybe sheep and goat feed. So here's my onions and kale, and this thing we've mowed down so many times. It's back again. I'll have to harvest some of that for dinner tonight too. And then this is the dinosaur kale. It's a little sporadically planted, but we'll fill in the blanks. Ghost peppers are doing good. Liking the way they look. This is where I actually planted some bloody butcher corn. It either didn't germinate too well or something, but then potatoes volunteered in here, and I got lamb's quarters I got to cut back. We just let them grow sometimes because they're one of the tasty weeds that we eat too. The lamb's quarter here. So very good. I'm actually probably gonna do a video soon on just a bunch of garden weeds you could just eat instead. This stuff, more lettuce. It's a very tender, delicate lettuce, so it's after the heavy pounding of the rain, it's a little bit a little sad, but that's okay. And then the wando peas, those will be ready to harvest for seed soon, which once I thin those out, this Korean goji berries are gonna do really good and fill in the blanks. But yeah, just was seeing what would grow good in my area. This year just grew these for seed. I had a bunch of old seeds from like 2010, 2012. I figured, you know what, let's see what actually grows well and whatever does, we'll just save seeds from that. So I didn't want the seeds to go to waste that I did have. This gave them an opportunity to be used while they were still viable, and then reproduce too. So we got the next year's lemon balm I got to cut back, haven't done that yet. And then a bunch of my potatoes. In fact, the lemon balm, I think Roots and Refuge just did one on making lemon balm syrup. I should check out and maybe do that. Stinging nettle, doing well. Just sent some up to Irene at my permaculture garden. Horseradish is doing well. Got mustard greens here, daikon radish on top of the hugel mound, and then chard over on this side. Some corn and carrots on the other side, but that thing is just, it's doing well. We're just letting these daikons go to seed. Got the nice big seed pods here, and then I'll have more daikon radish seeds, so that'll be good. Oh, look at that guy. That is pest control. Oh, he ran away. Big spider. But the Yasta berries are doing really good this year. Look at these guys. They're so big and juicy. See if I got any ripe ones today. I picked them pretty good the other day. Oh, man. Look at that, though. Oh, pull me out. There we go. Look at that. Those are big. They look great. So, looking forward to that. This one's a plum. This one's a apricot. The golden raspberries over here doing really good. From Shalom Acres originally. But we're just going to let them fill in here and actually shoot up these mulberries above them and go from there. Cacti. Planted some pad cacti here, some prickly pears and stuff. Those guys are just tasty. We like them. So let them grow there. These onion guys. Look at that. That is crazy. Crazy beautiful too. Aronia in the middle, some buckwheat on the edge. Those big guys. I mean, that's a pretty good bulb on this type of onion. So, looking forward to eating that up. Oh, the yuruzu winged beans. They're finally in. I mean, they've been here a while, but they're finally like established and ready to do their thing. Looking forward to those this year for sure. And then here we got our other, yeah, they're filling up their cages. Now they can go. Some squash. This strawberry bed, I decided to plant goji berries in the middle because they're kind of thin and wispy, so they can just kind of hang out higher and those guys can hang down lower, and I think it'll work together. And then of course this I still got to work all through. More lemon balm, more rhubarb, bunch of gooseberries, persimmon, but I hope to switch out to a cacti eventually. This is going to be another area for a mound. The wild passion fruit I'm just letting run. We like passion fruit anyway. Some Burnett greens. Then another, oh come on, they're everywhere. Apricots. And then these are my yacon from Bob Mill's garden. Doing pretty good. Another toothache plant here. Cilantro in the back. Got my apricots here too. Comfrey for the bottom. See how that goes. Put in a American Beautyberry here, and this has really got to be sorted through again. It was supposed to be for some raspberries I got from a friend, but only one of them really took, so we'll see what happens. This guy's going to seed really good, which is the cilantro that made it through the winter. And then of course, you know, all that's kind of my hidden corner, giant mess, a bunch of sticks for the mound. It's a work in progress. You know what does look nice? Ooh, you know, other home and gardens or something. I mean, it's interesting. It's nice, but I just gotta kind of get through and tame the rest of it. So it's lush, it's vibrant, it's green where it is, it's edible, it's delicious. So working on it. On my hidden corner under here, I plan on eventually just building. Oh, heard some lizards. A nice little building to store stuff underneath here. Maybe even with a window on the side and some stuff for like a hot box greenhouse type thing. But that's that, guys. There is some other garden stuff up planted near the house. That's doing its thing. Maybe I'll include it in the next video. But I knew the rain was coming, so I gave everyone a really good water with my homemade liquid fertilizers. And then what is growing well. We do have some plants to fight, some pests to fight, you know, but for the most part we're doing good, and we got a lot more stuff still coming in, so looking forward just to moving forward, guys. For those of you who wanted this video, there you go. For those of you who didn't, thanks for watching anyway, and I'll see you guys next time. Papa out. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.